It's Lubor ring. Moving about now.
Lord Furder.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can...
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support, but I can. You only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Further!
Victor?
I couldn't abandon a friend and Lubor is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please, believe me, if you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You who should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes!
Go!
Come on, then.
Go on!
Just go.
Lubor. Wait. Someone's coming.
Come on!
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like he doesn't even exist.
Lubor. We've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then.
Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Charatina, deep in the Velcro. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operation. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct...
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate, and with the bandits we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight. The town guard will muster at the north gate. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position. Conrad, can I count?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messenger and the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would
Consider it done.
As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade and tell the merchants not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that...
Very well.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of... I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile main host is most likely still there. And Dalamil will not be safe until it...
A little gardening.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these...
Luckily so.
So you are? All right then, we all know what we have now. It's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalamil.
Looks like everyone's ready. Good girl.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside?
Have care.
We can't leave a single one alive.
Morgul! Kill! Get him!
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalimil and see how the...
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last of them.
The last of them here, perhaps.
Lubo, Sir Clive has...
Clive! What news from...
It's done.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back, and we need not fear the arrival of any... Victory is...
We bloody did it! Lubor, after all you have done for this town.
But we did. And for that, we only hope that you can forgive...
We need you, Lubor. So, if you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor...
You do remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be.
I see. But I will only
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, Unity is the key to defending Dalimil. And I do not doubt that we shall... When that time comes, I will
Of course.
And you will accept that if I am the mistreatment of bearers, any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights. They will not be judged by what they are.
As we failed to do, and came so close to losing...
We agree to your conditions.
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat? How fickle. Not so long ago I had resigned myself to lead, and now I find myself her leader. Here.
Lubo.
Fear not. You are, of course... I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought... I'll make sure they're safe.
I don't doubt that you... And not just the children.
Can't have all your hard... faster!
Here we are again. Carava. If you were a tortoise, Torgor, where do you hide? It looks like we found him.
Over here! Rotor! All yours, Torgor! Get him! Over here! Go, Torgor! Now, Torgor! Sicker! Over here! Get him!
I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
Welcome, welcome. A fine choice. Of course. Take care.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, nor would he have entrusted his vision to those who would have stood with you.
It's a pity only that...
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father, but one at least remains.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she, after all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor, extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your...
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Here's the scraps you were after.
Thanks. Can't do without leather if I'm to polish these stones.
The bearer of the Burning Quill is within, my lord.
Lord Marquis?
What is it?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue he sent an owl some while ago. But
was he surveying?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. An ancient religion that worked by gaining an understanding of this new faith. We hoped to learn more of the circle.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent?
Fully cognizant of... I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order. The third chair. A master of the art. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained. Yet... it seemed only right to inform you of the situation, for as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do.
But Ash is a big place.
Perhaps. The last owl I received from Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern, if aught ill befell.
Right.
You are much to go then, with my hopes.
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of...
Yes, then. Let's concentrate on finding the chair first, shall we?
My lord. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the... Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift.
Lift up your head, lady. You have our gratitude for your service to our house.
I merely did my duty. As any...
My lady.
But what exactly is the...
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished art, but with his grace long since gone. And the stone, you are grown men now. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone, I know that nothing would have pleased...
Thank you.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its... Were you to slay it in his stead, as men have...
What say you,
What else?
Ready, go? Faster!
Eyes peeled, Joshua. Straight home now.
There it is.
For House Rosfield. is the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
The griffin is...
And the Heartstone.
Yes. This radiant luster light throat. Thank you. Your father would be...
Lady Goditha.
Thank you, Cyril. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone. The armbands are complete. Pray. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the umbra.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion.
And only if we stood together. As Phoenix and Shield. As brothers in arms.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the but this was more than just it was a promise.
Thank you for remaining the steadfast custodian of our
Forgive me, my lady. There is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures, even if the armbands were incomplete. So, how we...
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of the deep love he had for both of you. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewellery be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew... I tried to warn your father, but it was when word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the...
And thanked the Founder.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might... And so my pursuit continued. Until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered. And that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father...
As do I.
Thank you, my lord, for coming back to us.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance.
It is. And we thank...
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest let him see that you have received his blessing?
I suppose it would be churlish. What do you say, Clive?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. Since the day we recovered it from, I prithee claim it. For it too is a part of your and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hand.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive.
Well met.
You're welcome anytime.
Do you see that too?
What is it? Oh, please. Just make it stop. I'm scared.
Let's go.
Can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want...
Allow me.
I don't need... Please, Field Marshal.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
A little longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as I...
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning, but I hadn't thought the corruption had reached. It's a fucking Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord, or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change you or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan.
Before I agree, I'd have you answer one. What do you stand to gain from...
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told when it should have been our decision all along. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see us.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. You are, no. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes, and next I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind. We will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen.
I'm flattered. And I have other problems. What we need is a skilled arbitrator.
Is that so? And would he happen to be an
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Beggars. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis, your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in...
And I will see that my associate joins...
Very good,
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. Someone like Quentin. I hope...
Faster!
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond.
Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there. Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward.
And to a new beginning.
Quentin.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asked. Go on, then. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years.
I know it's a lot to ask.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do. The people of Lostwing are my family. You'll have to find someone.
I'm sorry to...
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done? So they want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what...
If it's the vineyard you're worried, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family.
You know that's not.
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring... I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat.
So you'll join her? Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. I can arrange for a party of curse-breakers to...
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are...
My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape. Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
Welcome, welcome.
And a fine, fine day to you.
He'd have our coin. I've struck enough.
I'm nervous. Well met, Sid. This is the initiate.
You'll sir... Please, just sit.
Oh, the sergeant says you'll be evaluating me.
To become a scout, yes.
I am, but I swore...
Who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can...
I'm sure you clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions.
So...
You haven't even started. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all and bring it here.
And bring it here, right.
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and you'll need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's a...
Know my limits. I won't let you down.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me. Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia. Young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not. Damn it.
Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Then run!
If you want him, you'll have...
Get him!
This one! Gone.
He'd have our coin. I'm strong enough.
I didn't... Where is Ember?
He must have fled. I thought he was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. He was nowhere to be seen.
I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but...
The right man... I believe this is the logbook you...
Eh? Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving...
What? Wasn't that to bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you then, his heir. And he did it...
But Sid!
He did what he thought was best.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation. Don't you leave my...
Yes, Sergeant.
This won't be an easy decision.
What does the dame have to say about...
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now.
Your town needs you.
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizen, and though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in, so I was wondering if you would lend them your strength. That the people...
Of course.
Thank you, Clive. Philippe told me he had men's...
Where can I find the mistress of...
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount. I wish to speak to you about what...
Very well. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely.
Please.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in Indeed, I owe you for continuing to argue against his... Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be...
And who would make him do?
I would. Myself and several other were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for...
Does that not seem a trifle?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced, but he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire. He's always scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged, but he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common... We must fight him.
Fight him? No. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to
false hope. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. This is all about her and...
Family.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch. But perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he...
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you.
Your town needs you. I saw the captain just now.
This is my father's store.
So you are content to abandon... Please, if you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight...
That's exactly what we're trying to, at least. The land is crawling with...
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Anyway.
Our mutual friend thought you might...
Oh, right, as always. We've had some reports, you see.
They're back.
Seems that way. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing...
Right.
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings.
Come on. Straight home now. Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the
Clive! Are you all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. I dispatched the few that I found.
Well, that's something, but what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other.
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her match, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. She'll have her marching on the...
What? I'll do what I can to calm things. Be careful out there, or...
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore! You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Brandit.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Grieger.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell. The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured, the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale.
Thank you, milady. I'll play my part. You still want for numbers. I only hope I can go some way to evening the... Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands?
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't... What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to... I've fought a few of these things. Well, I can't promise to hold them.
All right.
Thank you.
You can thank us when it's up.
Till then, madame.
When the fighting begins...
So many of them. Not for long. This one. Is it over? No. It's only just begun. I needed that. Enough! I wonder how the others felt. Better hurry back to town.
Clive.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. For the time being, at least. I thank you both.
You were right. And I was wrong. I had thought that that without a strong hand, they would drift apart. But you, not by force, nor by the exercise of, but by simply being one of them.
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory.
As did you. His radiance said it himself. Sanbreque isn't... I forgot that.
I'm sorry too. I should never have taken things. I only wanted you to understand how I...
Do not blame yourself, my dear. I should have listened to you.
Your Eminence, your ladyship. But I believe the same could be said of we all want safety, security, prosperity, and we may yet achieve it. Will you join us? Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors, and today there are more than...
Madam Isabel is a rare... I see that it is not men like...
You're right. If only I'd listened to...
Forgive me for saying so, my lady. The dame said it herself. We can turn things... And that goes for you. You're one of us now.
One of you?
Well said, Captain.
Well, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded.
Can we get you anything?
Just a little further.
This the last one?
How goes the treatment? I'll be happy to man one end of a stretcher. Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? But I sense you would rather have died. For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. I was Carla then. So sought after was I that it was only the... Lass. Those halcyon days when, for naive as I fell in love with her, but he was my master's guard. The gentlest man. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever, and so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, until we found ourselves here. It was the veil that took us, that fed us, clothed us, those that could be healed at least. My love was all ready to...
He passed away.
He did. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever... But the generosity of this town, the men and women of the Vale supported me through though I was still a stranger to them. And so I swore that I would return the kindness, that I would repay my debt.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
Perhaps that is why I have such a... Never stop fighting, and I shan't. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. The people, the soldiers, even the... all united in defense of this town. What of you? Can we count on your support?
Always. Ready, girl? Fly, Ambrosia.
Might this be Mickelberg?
Straight home now. These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here? Ah. Did you too heed the call? No, to be honest, I wasn't sure I'd find.
Is that...
What are you doing here?
It is my home. The others, they...
You keep saying that.
They came here to perform the rite. Just this village, where they shall cast their souls upon the gentle waters and
give themselves.
Oh, Lord, let us be free us from the torment of the...
They want to be saved. Forgive me. But did another foreigner, like me, come here?
You mean the traveler from Stone? Yes.
Thank you.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Excuse me. I am. Lord Rosfield. That's right, and you must be the third Chet. I am. Cyril was worried for your safety. He sent me to find you. Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill. Much less. He said that you had failed to report. I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more I learn, you have seen them at their prayers. They devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord, with a praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills, not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes, but so that serve him with all. I too swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master. And so I would see these people safe, that they might do their duty to their Lord. You do understand what I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills, and I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the... Forgive me, my lord. But I must remain here. Did you hear that, my lord? Something has happened. I'll go and find out what. Beneath the flood. Oh no. There must be something I can do. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready. This one. Get him. We meet again. I've killed your kind before.
Get him! This one! Get him!
Damn it! Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation. By devoting themselves to the service of their Lord. Just as I did, when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment, even if they must become a Kashik in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
They are safe. I should get this reported.
My Lord I am glad to see you.
I met with your third chair, Cyril.
Thank you, my lord. He
died protecting the villagers from... I buried him in Mickelberg.
If you could not save him...
The villagers, they prayed to their god that they might be unburdened. Then an ether flood came. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that life...
Then he perished defending liberty. For the right to choose how one dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives.
Sid would agree. He wanted to build a world where people...
A noble ambition. To die for one's... It matters not how misguided others might, only that the decision we live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in for better or worse.
But he didn't die for your creed. And you still believe that what he did...
I believe we of the Undying are not slaves. And this was his will.
I'd like to know this man's... To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in that they died serving my house. That is my...
Of course, I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs. My lord, it has been the greatest honor of my life. Though our duties may differ, yours is... And were they here, I have no doubt but that every one of...
Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry. can walk from here. There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. But if Chadwick was being held here...
Don't give up hope just yet. Let me check the ground floor.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking a lot just being here. Locked up tight. So this place was no... And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
No sign of any bearers yet. I hope you have better luck downstairs.
Quiet. Have care. This one.
They were feeding bearers to it. Minimal loss of Waluda lives. Even the Imperials take better care. Nothing but a Kashyyyk down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No lock downstairs. But I did find out that this place...
I know. I've been reading some of these documents. Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but they're pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits. And not just those who could fight, but the and those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monster.
Then we're too late.
Don't say that.
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the...
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right.
Let's see what we can find down here. Survivor. And she sounds close. There's no need to be Are you alone? Are there any other...
Some of the guards. They're still here. Everyone else...
Thank the Fountain.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't link.
Ready when you are. You poor thing. What?
He fought the monster. He must have sent you. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he?
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monster.
We have to get out.
Doris, keep the girls.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in...
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. What is it?
A diary. He was here.
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last.
Chadwick.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway.
No. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days.
She is. Slowly, I thank the flames we found her.
I know. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Jack.
There's no need to apologize. Without how he fought to the bitter end to save her. That's the man I remember.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us after so many years of training. The pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another month.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own, and he died not as someone's tool.
Hyde Marie is proof of that. And the curse breakers will show them I'll fight until my dying breath.
Thank you, Doris. Mid.
Aw, you make it sound like I asked you to save the world.
Tell me, this is...
It's most of what I need. After you left, and a cogwheel. Just a tiny one. Gear's that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a...
Wait, the children. When they took apart yours, now that I think about it, They...
The young'uns? But why would they... I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cop.
Sid!
She wasn't Hyde. She's just busy working on
A new invention? Is it an airship?
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, a brass gear. A tiny one.
Oh, the one you...
We saved it, just in case.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can... All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds.
That's...
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear? We have more...
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about...
Thanks, Sid.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Well?
They did. And they can...
Will it work?
What exactly are you going to use?
Only the most important. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right cog, well, you... That should do her. Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes. Children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my Mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in.
I'm sure you do.
You should have seen.
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping, but from what I hear...
No. Ember lost his nerve in the face of but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he...
Indeed it is. Thank you. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is...
Wait, Sergeant. And this time he was found wanting. After all, he did do as he...
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade. But a scout's nose is different. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he wouldn't do to waste it now.
Fine.
I'll do whatever. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you.
Daft as a brush, that one. But it's just like someone else would. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on that time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't. Next thing you know, charms would be a fine thing.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best. Remember that.
I will, Sid.
There's something about it. I feel like
Uncle, the field marshal...
Ha! Of course he...
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor. They will await your return there.
One other?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution.
One of you.
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his.
Another outlaw? Just the thing we need to put these rotten... Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you...
The more the merrier.
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain short.
Oh, don't... The 7 high houses will be... They have all agreed to make the most generous. Oh, of course, it did take a little, but luckily I had some...
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumour has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward, Rockford, from a horde...
It was more of a hand...
Well, the old battle axe was so... She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the ruck. Now, I must be... Join us there at your earliest convenience.
Of course, Uncle.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still...
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong in... That is, unless you'd have them turn as...
Well, I'd certainly eat...
Says the man with a belly bigger than a bandit. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them... They'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's...
Perhaps I might suggest, though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your... Two such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the... Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between...
Us?
I can't stand the...
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a...
Criminal? How... You are not fit to breathe the same air as this... Fine.
Upstanding. He calls himself Sid the...
Once more unto the...
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim... We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power The generals, the statesmen, the nobles. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves. The fate of the world lies in my nephew, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the...
Uncle Byron.
Now, with that settled, let's move on. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by... Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Triunity. Well, my boy.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better... I want you to keep this signed accord.
I will.
What do you think that thing is?
You all right?
Something troubling you?
No more than... It's just... Eda's baby will be coming soon and...
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always let the little tykes know they were welcome in...
So?
Well, the problem is that Eda's due any day now, and...
Is there anything I can do to help? All right, then.
A good luck charm.
Not just any.
No. One meat... There's naught lucky in all the realm. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen...
Only the big day is fast approaching.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna stop by asking...
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Marth. I think I might make that my first port of call.
You're a good friend, Clive.
Sancfordian, do you? That it? Fine.
If Joshua's worried about Jill... Joshua, I don't think I'd realized how different, but
I suppose it's not hard.
She doesn't think she belongs.
And that's why we need to remind her, to let her know that we still need her. Now more, but how to do that?
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour and Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Matt?
To see the snow. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys.
In the rain. A thunderstorm. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too...
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business.
Man's Hill.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for Bat?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still... What would...
Back again? Harpocrates knows whether what he has...
Allow me to educate you.
Study it well, Clive.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised? You earned this. Best of luck out there, Sid.
And how might I help the garrison today?
Straight home now.
Ready, girl? Fly, Ambrosia.
Thanks, girl. This might take a while.
Long live.
Damn it. Dion would have been glad to have you back at his side.
What do you want? Not bad, if I do say so myself. And?
There's something about it.
Let's go.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Straight home now. No match for you, eh, Torgal? The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in? His interests were certainly varied. This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance.
Subtle. I know who...
Then we need not waste time on Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and...
Your care?
That is not my... But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed.
Then I'll have to politely... I won't let you erase up.
Then we find ourselves... Very well. The book can...
Let's see, shall we?
All yours, Torgal!
Let's try. It's over.
Impressive, but we have other means.
Why do you want it so bad?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and it tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression. Or would you say that this interpretation was...
I don't know.
You don't? Your sword may be sharp, so let me answer. There is no correct. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. It is a question of numbers. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason.
So you're trying to control the...
We are trying to protect people from knowledge that would bring them... That is all. You may keep the book. The world is small. Until then.
Wait. Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian. Come on. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here. Disposed of. Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture. Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder he survived this place. I need to find that registry. This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out. A forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. Let's... This must be the registry. So many names. This place was a slaughter. And where is the architect of all this misery? It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed. I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.